Welcome back. As I mentioned, I have Jeff Parker here who has some updates for us. Happy Friday. I think you were just here yesterday.
It seems like it, but good morning to you.
So we were having a little conversation here before we came on about, COVID numbers and, across the United States, things are just so varied from
You're
state
right.
to state.
Lisa, well, one of the things that we were talking about is that yesterday they had 70,000 cases within the United States, which is the highest number since July and the fourth highest number of cases reported since we've been recording this back when COVID started.
Right.
And the concern is in a number of states are seeing this rise. 32 states have seen a rise. Luckily, California is not one of them. So going back to this, shutting down some things clearly, but wearing the mask and be conscious of what you're doing out there is at least here in California, is working. With regards to our numbers, we had 213 cases reported yesterday. That's a little down from the day before, was 260, so that's kind of good news. And our hospitalization rates are at 168 and 56, which is down just a little bit from a couple of days ago. As you can see up on the board, we talked about that, we're still at that 4.6, which is that average 7-day average.
Budged.
That's not changing because these numbers are in the 200s still versus where we were about a month ago. We were in the 150 range and it was progressing down.
I thought we were hitting that next level, but okay.
So that it obviously, I think it concerns everybody that because people are still traveling more. In fact, I heard a couple of days ago they had the first day that they had 1 million passengers in the United States travel. Oh. And so if you got Thanksgiving coming up, you got holidays, Christmas holidays, all those holidays in December coming up, making sure that those kind of connections are not going to expand this COVID throughout the United States. Europe seeing a rise. So I think the answer is, again, be safe, socially distance where you can, wear masks. That's the critical part of it. And hopefully, as they continue to work on it, we get some kind of virus vaccine by hopefully the end of the year or real early into because, and what you talked about last time we talked about, getting your flu shot, so important because if the flu is a big thing this year and people get compromised by the flu and then happen to get COVID, then they're even more severely impacted. And that goes back to our age group here in the village and our susceptibility to COVID period at a greater rate. We just want everybody to be cautious.
Well, exactly. And then most of the doctors that we've been talking to, they have the flyers, which basically are reminders that we have been talking about for years. Wash your hands, make sure you wipe up. I mean, when I fly, I am armed with stuff. I've got the wipes and I wipe it down everything. Exactly. And so I think the consciousness of us being that way now is even higher than it was before. So maybe that's contributing as well.
And that's why I think more people are a little bit more comfortable with getting on a plane again. And the air circulation is pretty good in that system. So again, being cautious, that's what
exactly. And like you mentioned, everybody's doing good with their masks, and California is doing better than most of the other states, and Orange County is really doing well compared to everybody else. So we live in a good area. All good.
Good efforts are being made.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, and then, well, we've had an outage for a little while, but good news on the rise.
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to tell everybody again, we had what I said, we had a network outage, malware type of network outage. And so we have been working constantly with our IT and specialists trying to get our systems back up.
Right.
And the critical part of that is, I wanted to mention that where it's affecting us probably the most is in our maintenance scheduling. And so our ability to address issues where we get calls into resident services and get that information out to our maintenance team. We usually use email, or our email still is down. And We can take phone calls into resident services, so people should still call in. We're taking that information down, and we're passing that on to our maintenance team via radio and communications or handwritten notes in transferring it literally over to the departments. The problem with the secondary problem, though, with the email and the data is getting historic data, which is going on right now. So if you had called in and you were working on your permit, pulling that information up and processing it, that is problematic with our maintenance department.
Okay.
With regards to our financial system and other systems like recreation and bus system, that's not been affected. We're back up operating that, so that's the good news. So a lot of the things that our residents see or look at, we're fully operational. The golf courses, pickleball, all the recreation stuff, our bus system, our financial system, so we can pay our bills and all of that is up and working. So our big focus right now is to try to get our email system back operational and so that we can have that better communication with our residents and get the operational system up on speed. I wish I had a time frame that I could give you that we're going to try all day today and obviously work on over the weekend. So Monday when I'm back with you, we'll be able to give you a little bit more update on how we're doing with regards to processing that. So to our residents, I apologize and ask for some patience. We will continue to work with you, and it's important that we get your calls. So if you have it, please call in. We want to make sure that we're taking care of the high priority ones. If you have a plumbing leak or an emergency, please make sure you're calling into resident services or a security issue to security. Gate clearances are working, so that's good. And we're on top of it, and we're working as hard as we can, but a little patience would be appreciated.
Yeah, I happened to see one of the IT guys yesterday, and I said, so how's it going? And he's like, oh, and it's challenging when you have something like this happen. I mean, this doesn't happen. Usually doesn't happen, very rare. So when you do come across something like this, patience is certainly a virtue.
Yeah, and what we know is that with the malware, there's a lot of that going on right now out in society besides us. And so that we're addressing that malware and making sure that we can get our operations back up.
Exactly, and security is of the utmost importance. So excellent. All right, great. What else is happening?
I just wanted to mention the election. It's we're getting near the end of it, and so I wanted to make sure that our residents understand. For United and Third is on November 3rd. However, I want to make sure everybody understands to get their ballots in by November 2nd. If you're going to postmark them, they have to be into the P.O. box of the election person by 11 a.m. on November 2nd. And if you're going to drop your ballot off here at the community center, you can do that until 5 p.m. on November 2nd. And then those will be opened up and counted on the 3rd. So it's real important that if you're going to mail in your ballot, that you mail it in so that it arrives at the P.O. box by 11 o'clock on the 2nd. And if you're coming down to the community center, you have again until 5 p.m. on November 2nd, not November 3rd. Now, with regards to the national election, if you have a ballot for that, and there's been a lot of confusion, make sure you go down to City Hall if you're going to not mail it in. If you want to hand it in, City Hall is where you take your ballot for the national election, local elections other than United and Third. So that's kind of the separation. And just don't want people dropping off their national ballots into our box. And we don't want people taking their United and Third down to City Hall, because we want everybody to vote and get out and vote. And so that's really all I had with regards to the election. I just wanted to make clarification. We hope everybody gets out and votes on both issues, United and Third, as well as the national election.
One thing that's different among the ballots is our national ballot is white, so the envelope is white. The United is yellow, I believe, and then the Third is pink.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So at least that way you'll have a good idea of, oh no, this one doesn't go there. So try to look at your colors.
Right.
All right. Excellent. Well, have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
And
you too.
we'll look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Sounds great.
All right. And stay tuned because we're going to go through 5 various superstitions. So coming right up.